In this lecture and the next few lectures, we're going to talk about a tool called Man-in-the-Middle Framework. And as the name suggests, this tool allows you to run a number of man-in-the-middle attacks. So let's run the tool, see how we use it, and we're gonna do a basic ARP poisoning attack exactly like we did in the previous video. If I do ifconfig just to show you my interfaces, you'll see that I have my ETH0 is connected to the internal network at 10.20.14.203. So I'm actually just gonna go on the Windows machine and do an ARPA to show you the MAC addresses. And you can see that we have the gateway at 10.20.14.1 and the MAC address ends with 3500. So we're gonna run the ARP poisoning attack and see if the MAC address changes and if we can become the man in the middle. So to use the tool, the name of the tool is MITMf, so we're gonna put the command first. Then we're gonna tell it to do ARP poisoning. Then we're gonna give it the gateway, so the IP of the router. And then we're gonna give it the IP of our target. And then I'm gonna give it the interface. So the command is very simple. It's man-in-the-middle-f, the name of the tool. We're doing ARP spoofing. Then you give it the gateway, and I spelled that wrong. So the IP of the router, and then you give it the IP of your target, and then you give it the interface. If you don't specify a target, it'll default to the whole network, to the whole subnet. The interface here, as I said, I'm specifying my wired virtual interface, but you can specify your wireless card if it's connected to the network. Now, before we can run this command, we need to install Man-in-the-Middle-f because it does not come pre-installed with Kali Linux. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to open a new terminal window. And I'm just going to do apt-get update to update my sources, and then I'm gonna do apt-get install man-in-the-middle-f. So as we know, apt-get is the program that we use to install packages. We're telling it that we want to install a program called, or a package called, man-in-the-middle-f. I'm gonna hit enter. And now it's asking me if I really want to install all of this. I'm gonna say yes, hit enter, and it'll install it for me. Once this is done with no errors, this means Man-in-the-Middle-f is installed now, and I can go back and use it. So I have the command ready now, and all I'm gonna do is just press enter to run the program. And the tool is running now. Let's go to the Windows machine, do an ARPA, and see if we manage to become in the middle of the connection. So I'm going to run ARPA again. And as you can see, the MAC address has changed to 47E9. And that is the same MAC address as the virtual interface that we have here. So it ends up with 47E9. So that means we're the man in the middle at the moment. And the tool automatically starts a sniffer for us. So instead of ARP spoof, which only places us in the middle, this tool actually starts a sniffer, which captures the data that is sent by the devices in our network. So I'm going to go to a website called vulnweb.com. And I'm just going to click on the first result. This is just a demo website to test this. I'm going to click on login to log in. And I'm just going to put the username as admin. I'll leave that. And I'll just put the password as test pass. Now keep in mind, Firefox shows this warning when you put the password through any HTTP page. So it's not because we're doing this attack. Firefox will always show this warning if the password is being sent over HTTP. And like I said, for now, we'll test this against HTTP, and in the next lecture, I'll show you how to use it with HTTPS. So I'm going to click on login, and we'll go back to Kali. And as you can see, we got all the URLs that the user clicked. So we can see that they went to vulnweb. We can see that they went to testhtml5.vulnweb.com. And if we scroll down, we can see that there was a post request sent. And we can see that the username was set to admin and the password was set to test pass. So basically, we can sniff any data, including usernames and passwords entered by any computer that is connected to our network.